am so sorry about that. I don't know what happened to the connection. Is there anyone who's able to tell me where I left off?
Rubrics, I believe.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what happened. I apologize.
No worries, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Okay. So we left off with rubrics. Yep. Okay, so rubrics are like contracts. It helps eliminate discrepancies and confusion. It helps students understand their expectations, and I like to begin the year with approximately 5 rubric templates, and according to whichever lesson I'm using, I add and detract from it. And that's basically it with the rubrics. Let's see. The next one is when you begin the lesson, you need to make sure that it's something that, that connects to their prior knowledge and it's engaging. You do not want to turn students away. You want to make it as interesting as possible. And I use the Google chat log for discussion questions. And I try to ensure that, I let the students know that you have to provide relevant responses, and then they get credit for posting responses in the chat log. Okay. The next one I have is for teacher organization. And so basically, I try to make sure that I have files labeled, and I distinguish them with whether or not it is information from a PDOS training or teacher requirements, and then also the student lessons. And I organize their lessons and the feedback according to the folders. So basically, you can organize any way you please, but I feel like organization is critical because as teachers, we are inundated with a lot throughout the year. Okay, and so now I have lesson examples, but before I move on to that, I would like to see if you guys have any questions. Anyone have any questions?
Can you show us an example rubric?
Yes, I can. I was going to do it at the end of the lesson that I'm about to, at the beginning, I'm about to show that. So I will show that in a few seconds. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, so this is the beginning of a lesson, and I basically just have my TEKS, and then this is the lesson map. I start with academic vocabulary, resources and materials, and then I have the agenda. And this would be the lesson that I am using for an example is about author analysis. Okay, so here is a sample rubric. I have 2 rubrics. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so like I was saying, I have 2 rubric examples, and this one is just like a general example, a general analysis example, and I take, information from requirements and the lesson, and I fuse them together, and there are 4 columns, And you can't see it, but at the bottom, these are the scores. So this column, masters would be a 4. The meets would be a 3. The progressive, that means they're, approaching meets expectations. That would be the 2, and then the 1 is inadequate, and then that's when, I decide these are the students that need more help, more assistance, intervention. Okay, let me give you an example of another rubric. Okay, so this is a rubric that's especially tailored to the lesson, and I'm looking for evidence of analysis. Students like points. I guess it's, like earning money or something. So I try to implement the point system. And I teach language, so this can be applied to language and social studies. And this is basically just a rubric with the points. Okay. All right. So here's the agenda. I always put the rubric first so that they can understand their expectation. It makes them oh my goodness. It gives them relevancy. So I think the rubric is important because they take it more serious if you have the rubric for them. Okay. So the agenda for this lesson is the expectation is to cite the evidence, describe a scene, and the text is The Great Gatsby. There's an excerpt from The Great Gatsby that I used, and they're supposed to explain the historical connection and explain the significance. And in the lesson, I'm going to show them a teacher example of exactly what I'm looking for. And it is always important to show the kids exactly what you're looking for. And you can do that by implementing another text, a sample text, and use that to show them, side by side exactly what they're expected to do. Okay, here's the hook. I have visuals that connect to the text. And the 2 questions are, what is boring about a simple life? And then the second one is, what happens when you are not honest with yourself? So I try to implement engaging questions to ensure that, I grasp their attention and make it intriguing. Okay. And so here's the passage. And they can utilize like the highlighting tools, and then we'll go from the passage and start the lesson. And here is my expectations. This is the teacher model. It's like a simple storyboard type. Okay, and then here's the student product. And then I ask the students to, use your storyboard and create a TikTok. Okay. All right, so I'm not ready to close.